Hey all, I've often got a question that how we can get this kind of an effect. So this is a complete wet on wet painting done wherein we let the color flow from one place to another with the help of water. Whatever effect you see is actually created as and when where the water has stopped flowing on our paper. But to give direction to water also to flow depends on how we are tilting the paper. So I'm just going to do a small video on that showing the step-by-step effect. So let's see how we can go about it. So I've already kept a paper ready. So now, whenever we are doing paintings like this, let us not restrict ourselves with the choice of colors, because this is something wherein you are free to just go ahead and play with the colors. So what you're going to do is we're going to first apply water, the entire sheet, and make sure that the quantity of water is not less, right? I mean, if I lift the paper, then water should be literally kind of flowing from my paper. Okay, now obviously I've applied, I think, good quantity of water here, and now I will start with blue first. So I'm taking blue over here. I'm going with Prussian blue. And even when you're taking the color, make sure that the color has water in it, which is also pretty good amount. So color and water both should be enough. Hold your brush a little far off. Do not hold the brush here, because when you hold the brush here, then the tip of the brush gets touched. And there's no specific place that, okay, this is where you have to apply the color blue, this is where you have to apply green, this is where you have to apply yellow. You can just apply the color. And this is first layer of color. Also keep that in mind. Once this is done, I'm going to wash my brush and start applying the next color, which I'm going to take gamboge, which is nothing but the chrome yellow or the medium yellow that we say. So I'm taking gamboge, and again in the same way, good amount of color, good amount of water. And as you can see, that blue is spreading. So before blue covers every part of white, I'm going to add gamboge in those places. And I'm going to move to my next color, which is crimson over here. And when crimson mixes with blue, it gives a very nice and a beautiful effect of violet purple kind of color. As you can see that I'm just applying color randomly, but of course keeping in my mind where I want dark, where I want light, where I want blue to play more, where I want yellow to be having more effect. I'm going to take a little bit of blue again. I'm going to apply it over here. And now is the part where the tilting and the slanting starts. And that is, I'm going to lift my paper like this and let the color flow. I'm going to allow my color to flow as much as it wants to. And while my color is flowing, I will take my brush, because I want a bit more of blue in my this. I'll start applying blue wherever I want the presence of blue to be more. Once I'm fine that, okay, it's enough, that has gone down, I'm going to again straighten my paper and now take the color white. So when you're taking white, make sure that your brush is absolutely clean. We don't want white to get mixed with anything at this moment. So we take white and literally watery white, but even though watery, there has to be good quantity of white in our brush.
टाइम हो गया.
Now it totally depends on how much ever white you want and where you want the white to be. And if you notice, I'm just going on putting dots in one place because more I put color over there, it will spread. So it will start spreading like roots, like branches, kind of an effect is what we are going to get. And as you can see that the circle is slowly increasing in size. Now I'll take a little bit of blue. I'm mixing my blue with just a slight touch of black and create an effect over here so that when again I tilt my paper, it again flows to the place where I want it to. And it flows down, right? So I'm going to take again a little bit of crimson. Apply it here. That is going to give a little dark effect. Again, a little blue. This time just blue. No white, no black. Just blue. And tilt it again. So we're going to allow the white to flow into it. And if you remember, I had also put a dot of white over here. So if you notice the way the color is flowing over here, the way the white is now coming down, and even the top colors are coming into white, but it is going in different places. Here, the way the white is trying to make its way through the blue, and crimson and blue making its way around the white is what creates the magic. Now, while this is happening, we can just take a little bit of white. And just apply a little color here and let it flow. Take a little blue, apply around white, and let that flow. And once you're happy that, okay, this is the maximum that I want, this portion or this much area needs to be flowed down and all, that is when you straighten your paper. And just lightening the top a bit. That's it. We're going to now let it dry. And after it dries, then we'll see where it stands at. So this is how it's appearing after it has dried. So when the colors were wet. The blue was very vibrant, the crimson was very vibrant, the yellow was pretty much visible. Now, if you notice, the yellow has got completely submerged and merged with the blue and crimson. Blue is visible, crimson is visible, but now we need to make it the way vibrant it is supposed to be, right? So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to take now again the color that's blue, which is Prussian blue again. And of course, it will be used with water, definitely. So I'm going to take Prussian blue and water in my brush. And wherever I want, or wherever the person who's painting wants the blue to appear to be dark, we're gonna color over there. Now remember one thing, once we do this, what happens once this will dry, it will leave a mark, it will leave like a line. So what for that case, in such scenario, we clean our brush, we remove the excess water, we touch the entire bristle and we just spread this so that when it leaves a watermark, it leaves a very simple and a nice blended effect of watermark. It does not become like rigid watermarks which looks not good on the paper or on any artwork. Now see, it is so dry that I'm even able to keep my hand on it. So that's how it has to become dry, right? Now over here, I'm going to take a little more amount of blue so that the intensity of the color is more here. I'm going to do the same thing with crimson also.
Recording in progress.
I'll again take a bit of blue. Maybe mix a hint of black in that. Now the magic of no water brush. This is the part, or this is the thing that I really love, because water creates such beautiful effect in our painting that it just changes the entire painting of ours. And the way water creates its marks and everything, it is just beautiful. I'm taking a little bit blue because I want a touch of blue over here. And if you notice, I'm holding the brush right at the end. Now let's create the end magic with white. So I'm going to clean my brush as much as possible, very nicely, so that I get clean white. And I'm going to touch my white in all these places. Now again take waterless brush and blend the white. You can just add a bit of glue. Absolute dry brush. Blend this. Tilt it for a few seconds. And it's done. Now we got to again wait for it to dry, and we'll see that how it looks after it has completely dried up. So this is how it's looking now after drying. Now you can do anything on top of this with the light color, or you can just let it be like this. You can even sprinkle white to get the galaxy kind of an effect if you want. Let's try that. And I will take little white. And I can sprinkle them. Maybe more over here in the center. Then with a very thin brush, like shooting star effect also can be added. That's it. And once it will dry, it will look exactly how it is looking right now. So now is the most satisfying part, that is peeling off the masking tape. While we are peeling masking tape, we have to keep one thing in mind for sure, and that is when you're peeling it, make sure that while peeling, you're pulling it towards outside, because sometimes if you're peeling towards inside, it may happen that it may end up tearing the paper. So to avoid that, peel towards outside. Always pull it towards outside. And if the tape is right in the center, then just go straight. I have shown that in one of my videos. So be very careful. And here is the entire painting.